Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Visible. Okay, very good. Okay, so basically we will first discuss related to the Minitab software. So Minitab software, this is developed for the basically for the data analysis, a very good software for the Six Sigma projects, and this is very easy to use. Okay, so we have the single license and we have the concurrent license. So concurrent license means it is through the network, the many participants, they can log in and use this Minitab software. Okay, so there are many graphical tools which we can see in the Minitab. Okay, and then we have the data analysis is after the data collection, and then after the data collection we do the data analysis, and there are various tools. Okay, so when we actually do the data analysis, okay, it is necessary that you should use appropriate tool for the appropriate analysis. That is the key, and this you will come to know only from the use of the this Minitab software or the for the data analysis. Okay, so this is basically a use for the quality control, and it is a very good tool for the reporting or the communication. So if you show some data in Excel, so it may be difficult to interpret it. So this Minitab will help you for the graphical analysis of the data, and then it is easy to communicate. So this is used for the process improvement product process projects, and also for the product and process development. So we will quickly discuss for those who are very new for this Minitab. So here we can see, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here we have the file. We can open the new project or new worksheet. Okay. So then we have the description, whether it is a project or worksheet. And if you go to edit, we can, if you, similar to Excel, you can undo, redo, okay, copy, paste, all these options are available. The data, here we have the, you can stack the data, you can delete rows, change data type, okay, from text to numerical or numerical to text. And in calculator, we have the similar to Excel, we have this calculator. Okay, this you have to use from the formulas. And here we have the option of randomly generating the data. Okay, we will not go in these details. And this main important buttons. So here we can see. So that is the stat. We have the basic stat. We have the regression, ANOVA, DOE, control charts, quality tools, and these are the, we also have the non-parametric and the power and sample size. Okay. So today, in the today's session, we will discuss the ANOVA, and we will discuss the regression in the first half, and then we will go for the DOE in the second half. So that is what is decided. Also here we have for the graphs, we have the various options. These are the graphical tools. So first we will discuss, before we go for the analysis, here we will go for the power and sample size. Okay, so this is important to understand how to collect the samples. So can you please open your stat? power and sample size, and if you go to one sample t-test or one-way ANOVA. Okay, so here we can generate the power and sample size. What should be the sample size? Okay,
Excuse me, sir.
depending on the level.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
In this one, stat, no?
Yeah.
So where we need to go?
Stat and power and sample size.
Okay, sir.
Before you perform any test, see, we have one sample Z test, we have one sample T test, two sample T test.
Okay.
Okay. If you take the example of two sample T test, okay, for this, what should be the sample size? So that sample size will depend on the difference. What is the difference you are looking for? Difference in the mean. So difference in the mean may be, suppose we consider 2, and we have the power of, that is 0.85. 0.85 is the power, and standard deviation of 1.5. Again, I will repeat. You have to go to stat, power and sample size, and two sample t-test. Has everyone followed this?
Yes, sir.
And we,
Yes, sir.
yeah, we want to calculate what is the sample size. So difference in the mean. This is difference in the mean. Power of 0.85. So that is 1 minus beta is the power of test. And we have standard deviation of 1.5. If you click OK, here we can see the sample size is 12.
Sir, excuse me.
Yeah.
Sir, the differences, you said about the difference, no? Difference is 2.
Difference in the
And
mean.
power value is
Difference in the
0.8.
mean is 2. Yeah. Difference in the mean is 2, and power is 0.85. Power is 0.85 means it is 85% is 1 minus beta. So beta is 15%.
Okay. Then,
1 minus beta is the power of test.
then
So in this way, you
sample
can
sizes we
decide
have to
it.
leave it blank, sir.
Yeah, sample size you have to leave it blank.
Okay.
Sir, then it's giving error, sir. These are too few items. This asking this giving error, sir. The following unit input is not valid, and the too few items is showing like that.
Okay. So we can discuss whatever problems are there, we can discuss it. You just understand how we are doing this. Is it okay? Because it is practically not possible to answer all the queries or what problems you are facing. Okay. So please note this down, and then we can discuss it during the last 15-20 minutes, whatever we have kept for the question answer.
Yeah,
so in that
question answer
discuss.
session. It is better. It is better,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the whole time will
Okay.
pass.
Yeah. But you can make a note of this, whatever the path is there. So please make a note of this. And then you can afterwards also, after the training session also, we can discuss. That is not an issue. Some queries we can discuss. Okay. So this is related to the how to select the samples. So this is very important. And then we go for the actual, the one-way ANOVA. Okay. So basically, when we use ANOVA is analysis of variance. Analysis of variance is when we have one factor and more than two levels. So normally, if you have only two levels, okay. So in this example, you can see shift is a factor. Okay, and shift 1, shift 2, shift 3. These are the levels. Suppose we have only 2 shifts and we want to compare the data. Okay, so here we will use 2 sample t-test. But as we have more than 2 levels, that is here we have 3 levels, so we have to use ANOVA. ANOVA is analysis of variance. Okay, and here we compare the means. Please note that in ANOVA, we will compare the means of the factor levels. So these are the samples. Here you can see, here we are using one factor, that is one-way ANOVA. Okay. Now, here data can be in the columns or it can be arranged in one column. Okay, so it can be in different columns or one column. So here we have the readings and the shift. Okay, now for this we have to first check whether data is normal. Okay, so normality within the groups, we have to check the assumptions, and we have to check whether the standard deviation is constant within the groups. So this we check from the test of equal variance. Okay, we will discuss this in detail, and our objective is to check whether there is difference in the mean difference between these 3 shifts. Okay, or are they same? So here we can see when we check the normality, so we have to go to stat, basic stat, and normality test. Okay, so here we have to check whether these data are normal, and then you will get these graphs for the normality. Now, please make a note of this. If the p-value is greater than 0.05, data is normal. If p-value is less than 0.05, data is not normal. So basically, this is related to the p-value, means it is the probability, and the 0.05, that indicates the 5% risk. Okay, so here 0.74 means there is 74% chances that this data will, if you go for more samples, data will have a normal distribution. So I hope that everyone is aware of the normal distribution curve. Okay, then we go to stat, ANOVA, and one-way ANOVA. So here we have a drop down option. So data can be in one column or it can be in multiple columns. So here we select the response as readings and factor as shift. And in the graphs, you have to click on the box plot of the data and 4-in-1 for the residual plot. So here we get the box plot, and from the box plot we can see that there is a difference in the shift, mean difference in the shift. Okay, now how to read a box plot? So how to read a box plot? Is the screen visible?
Yes, visible,
Hello?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Visible. So box plot here, it is this for the normal distribution. Here the box represents the 50% of the data. Middle 50% of the data is represented by the box, and this line indicates the median. Okay, This star mark, this represents the average, and here the line represents, here we can see the lower limit, that is Q1. Q1 means this is the Q1 line, 25%. Q1 plus minus 1.5 times IQR. IQR is Q3 minus Q1. And upper limit is Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. And any point which is going beyond this line, that is called as the outlier. So in this way, we have to read the box plot. So here we can see this is the difference in for the box plot. Here we can see difference in the mean for the three shifts, and then we have the residual plot. So in residual plot, residual means it is absolute value, real minus calculated value. So this line is the calculated value. Okay, and difference from this line, that is the residual. So residual should be normally distributed. Okay, so this will not be exact bell-shaped histogram because we have very few data points. But here we can see the versus fit, residual versus fit, it should be a mirror image. Okay, and when we check the observations, here we can see there should not be any trend in this data. So it should be a random distribution. Now we go to the session window. Session window, here we check the p-value. So if p-value is less than 0.05, it indicates that there is a difference in the shift, or at least one of the group is significantly different. In the null hypothesis, we have all means are equal. Alternate hypothesis, we have at least one mean is different. And significance level is always considered as 95%, that is alpha is 0.05. So 0.05 is the 5% risk. Because here, when we do the hypothesis testing, we cannot be 100% sure. Why we cannot be 100% sure? Because we are not checking the entire population. What we are doing, we are taking the samples from the population and we are doing the analysis, and based on the analysis, we are doing the conclusion. So this is called as inferential statistics. So the hypothesis testing is based on the inferential statistics. Okay, and here we have the ANOVA table. So this is the degree of freedom, the sum of square, adjusted mean square. So F ratio is mean square between divided by mean square within. Okay, the higher the F value, lower is your P value. And R square is the ratio of the sum of square between group, that is shift, divided by total. So this R square should be more than 80%. If R square is more than 80%, it means that our error or within group variation is less than 20%. Okay, F ratio is between group variation divided by within group variation. Okay, so we will go for the example.
R square.
Before that, yeah,
R square.
R square is the coefficient of determination, that is R square is sum of square between group, SS between, divided by total. SS between group, that is 47.16 divided by 58.22.
Okay, sir.
So this gives the R square value.
P value in this case is 0, right? So it is showing 0.
P value is 0. That indicates that there is a difference in the shift. Okay. So I will give 2 minutes or 1 minute, or you can say, for any doubt if you have, or whatever I have explained. We will go for the examples. Definitely we will go for the examples. Before that, any doubt on what we have discussed?
If R square is more than 80% means what is the meaning of that?
Yeah, R square is more than 80% means if I will explain you with this graph. Is the screen visible? Box plot?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So between the group, there is more variation. Between the groups, shift 1, 2, 3, we have more variation. That is, here we can see with the line, which is connecting the means. You can see clear-cut difference between the means. But within the group, within each group, we have similar variation. We don't have unequal variation. That is the meaning of R square in simple language. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Sir, once again, can you just brief, sir?
You want me to explain
R square,
from
sir.
the beginning or
R square.
R square, R square, R square, R square. Okay. Now, how R square is calculated? Here you can see this is the shift. Shift is the between group variation. We have 3 shifts, no? So degree of freedom is 2. That is n minus 1. Degree of freedom is n minus 1. So that is 2. Okay. And sum of square is calculated with using some calculations. We will not go in that calculation part because here we have to learn the Minitab. That is our objective. And just understand this, that between the group variation, that is the sum of square, this is 47.16, and total is between group plus within group will give you total variation. Okay, here you can see if the within group is also called as error. So if this is more, within the group variation is more, your R square will be less because it is compared with the total variation. So 81% is your R square value. It means that remaining 19% is your error or within group variation. So thumb rule is R square should be more than 80%. It means within group variation should be less than 20%. Okay, which you can see from this standard deviation also. Can you see the standard deviation here at the bottom? So there is no much difference between the standard deviations. All are close to 1. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So now here how to check for the equal variance, test of equal variance. So go to stat, ANOVA and test of equal variance. So here we can see the readings and the shift. Response is the reading and shift is the factor. And we go for the summary plot and box plot. So here we can see in the summary plot if your p-value. So normally we go for the Levin's test. So Levin's test p-value is if it is greater than 0.05, we say variance are equal. So if the p-value is less than 0.05, we say variance are not equal. Okay. So here we can see the variance are equal. And for doing ANOVA, 2 conditions are important. One is the normality test and second is the test of equal variance. Then we go for the ANOVA. Okay. So in ANOVA here we can also go for the main effect plot and interaction plots. So go to stat, ANOVA and main effect plot. So here we can see there is a difference between the supplier S1 and S2 and the M1 and M2. So this we will discuss main effect plot and interaction for the multiple ANOVA. Okay. First we will go for the examples. Parik sir, is it okay?
Fine, sir,
Hello?
fine. You carry on, sir.
Fine. Yeah. So open your mini tab and go to help menu. Okay. So when you click on the help menu, you will get this. So please make sure that you are connected to internet. Okay. Unless you have the internet connection, you are connected to network, this will not open. Okay. Is everyone on this page? Hello.
Yes, sir. Carry on, sir, carry on.
Okay. Carry on. Okay. So go to data set library. Go to ANOVA data sets. Okay. And open the paint hardness comparison. Paint hardness comparison data. Now I request any one of you to please read, any one of you can read what is the example.
Sir, paint hardness comparison data. It is the comparison of paint hardness. A chemical engineer wants to compare the hardness of 4 blends of paints. 6 samples of each paint blend were applied to a piece of metal, which was then cured. Then each sample was measured for hardness. Okay, shall I? Okay,
So,
sir.
yeah, so here we can see the paint is the factor and hardness is the response. Okay, and here we have 4 blends: blend 1, blend 2, blend 3, and blend 4. Okay, and there are some other factors also, that is the temperature and the operator. So we will not discuss this right now. We will only discuss the paint and hardness. Okay, so if you scroll down, here we can see there is a download option for the paint hardness. Please download this file. And once it is downloaded, you can open this file. So paint and hardness. Hardness is the response, paint is your factor. And we have 4 blends. Total we have 24 observations. Okay. So here no need to check the normality and the equal variance, because as the data is in one column, we can directly go for the stat, ANOVA, and one-way ANOVA. Okay, now here we have a drop-down option. Okay, if it is the response is in separate columns, you have to click the second one. If it is in one column, we have to click the first one. So by default, it is the first one. So here response, if you click in the box, response is your hardness and factor is your paint. Okay. So here go to graphs, box plot, and 4-in-1. Click OK. Okay, so null hypothesis. Null hypothesis is all means are equal. Alternate hypothesis are not all means are equal. So alpha is 0.05. Here we have factor paint and we have 4 blends. If you scroll down, here we have the box plot. So if you double click on this box, double click on this box plot, here we can see the y-axis is the hardness and we have the different blends. So what is your observation from this graph? Any one of you, what is the observation?
Means are not equal,
Are
sir.
the means are not equal? Very good. And is the variation same in for all the blends?
No, for blend 2 it is higher and blend 4 it is very
Blend
less.
2 it is higher. Blend 4 it is less. Now, which blend is better?
In terms of hardness 4, sir. Blend 4.
4. Yeah, because mean is higher side, na? So higher the hardness, it is better. Okay. Also, the variation is less. Now we go to the session window. So this is the ANOVA table. Now here we can see the p-value is less than 0.05. As the p-value is less than 0.05, we will reject HO, that is null hypothesis. All means are equal. We will reject null hypothesis and accept the alternate hypothesis, that all means are not equal. Okay. And here we can see the R square value. R square value is close to 50%, 47.44. That is close to 50%. That is because of the higher standard deviation in blend 2. Can you see this table? There is higher standard deviation in the blend 2. Okay. And then we check the residual plot. So residual plot, here we can see this is the normality plot. And here you can see this residual versus fit. This should be a mirror image. So you can see almost it is mirror image. Okay, also the residual versus observation order, it is a random one. It is not a pattern. And histogram of, so here we can see it is not a bell shape because we have few observations for each blend.
What is this fitted value, sir?
So this versus fit.
Yeah.
Versus fit. This is the residuals. I explained
Yeah.
now what is the residual.
Okay.
Meaning of residuals. If
On
the
the-
points
on
are
the-
exactly on the line.
On the x-axis, what
Okay,
is this
so this-
fitted value?
Yeah. Yeah. Fitted value are the these are the means for the here we can see the hardness, na?
Okay. Yeah.
So these are the means.
This is the fitted value.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any doubt?
Sir, you said mirror image. Can you briefly tell that once again, sir, why it should be that?
See, mirror image means normal distribution means if it is exactly on the mean. What do you mean by normal distribution?
Yeah.
If the
Understood,
points are
sir.
exactly on the mean, it will be zero, no? Residuals are
Yes, sir.
zero. So it
Yes,
should be equally distributed, means the normal distribution, plus minus.
Yes, sir. Yes, got it, sir.
Yeah. Any other question? So I will wait for 1 minute. Am I too fast or is the speed okay?
Speed is okay, sir.
Speed is okay?
Sir, what was the use of the power that you taken in the starting?
See, power, yeah, we will, power means what? Power of test. Okay, power of test is, see, when we are going for samplings, what happens if you go for more samples? If you go for more and more samples, power will increase, no? But what happens? Your cost will increase because it is a sampling is a cost, no? Okay. So beta risk, alpha risk is, that is we discussed, that is 5%. 0.05 means that is 5% is the alpha risk. Beta risk is 15%. 10 to 15% is the beta risk. Okay. So 1 minus beta is your power of test. If you want to increase the power, you have to reduce the beta risk. Hello. I will just explain this quickly. I will explain because this we don't have much time on this power and sample size. Okay, so difference we said 2. Power is 0.85, 0.90, and 0.95. Standard deviation is 1.5. Can you see the graph?
Yes, sir.
What happens? What happens when your power is increasing? Your sample size will increase. No? Okay. Standard power we take 0.85 because we have to balance between the alpha risk and beta risk. Okay. Also, if your standard deviation will change, if standard deviation instead of 1.5 it is 3. So this is based on the past data. So here we can see your sample size is increasing because your standard deviation has increased. Is this clear? So before going for any test, it may be 2 sample t-test, it may be 1 sample t-test, it may be one-way ANOVA or multiple ANOVA. Okay. So here we have to decide what should be the sample size. So for that purpose, I have started with this topic because this is a very important, that is what should be the sample size. If your sample size is not appropriate, your decision may be wrong because you have not taken the appropriate sample size. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Any doubt on the ANOVA? One-way ANOVA, is it clear, or you want to take one more example? Participants?
Sir, could you please explain how the last graph was displayed?
Yeah, this graph, residual?
No, sir, the bell-shaped graph that came.
Normal distributions are normal.
Normal, so it is related to sample size, or this was related to the one-way ANOVA?
No, whatever you told about power and sample size,
Power, okay,
that she was asking.
Okay. So here go to stat, power and sample, 2 sample t-test. Here you can see sample size we want to calculate. Okay, so here you have to put the difference, power 0.85, 0.90, 0.95. And standard deviation is previous standard deviation that you have to enter. And this you can use for the power and sample size. This you can use for one-way ANOVA also. So depending on the levels, so there are 3 levels. What is the difference in the mean? Values for the maximum difference between the mean. So in our case, difference was 5. Hardness, for the hardness, it will take just example 5. So standard deviation power is 0.85, and standard deviation we will consider as 3. So this is the sample size 9. Okay. For the same example, you can use that data and you can calculate the sample size.
So what is meant by power here?
Yeah, again, Kausif sir.
जी सर
Hello.
सर
Sir, ये आपका ये अल्फा रेज बीटा रेज दिस वाज कवर्ड इन द थ्योरेटिकल पार्ट, इसमें कवर हुआ था ना?
ना नॉट सो मच.
So because that will take some time.
Yeah. You explain brief, sir. Brief.
Is the screen visible?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Yeah, fine. So here I will just explain the concept. So how this power is calculated. So my drawing is not so good on the paint. Okay, so please bear with me. So these are the, here you can see these are the mean, mu1, mu2. These are the mean. Okay, now when we are comparing the means, so this is your HO. So what is our HO is, means are same. So it may be 2 sample TTS, it may be one-way ANOVA, multiple ANOVA. Okay. So here in all these tests, we are comparing the means. Okay. So HO says means are equal. HS says means are not equal.
Yes.
Okay. Now this 5% is this risk.
That is 95% confidence interval.
95%. Yeah. 0.05 means we say this is the 5%, this is the risk zone. And beta risk is here. That is, this is alpha risk and this is beta risk. So beta risk is between 10 to 15%. 10 to 15% is the beta risk. Okay. Now, what do you mean by alpha risk? So alpha risk says we are detecting an effect which is not present. Okay. So it is a wrong conclusion. This 5% risk means we are detecting a difference which is not present. And what is beta risk? Beta risk is actually difference is there, but we are not able to detect that difference, and hence we are saying that these both means are same. I will again repeat. So alpha risk means, alpha risk says, what is this alpha risk is? 5%. It is detecting a effect which is not present. Effect which is not present. What is beta risk? In actual, difference is there. Difference is present, but we are concluding that there is no difference. Fail to detect the difference. Is this clear? So beta risk is 10 to 15%. That's why we take power as 1 minus beta. Power of test is 1 minus beta.
So these two graphs are for two different samples.
Yeah, different samples. Power of test is always 1 minus beta. Okay. Now, if you 1 minus beta, if you want higher power, what will happen? You have to reduce the beta risk.
Beta will be less.
Beta will be less. But when we reduce the beta, what happens to alpha? Alpha will increase. Instead of 5%, this may be 10%. Okay. And this will be 10% instead of 15%. Is it clear?
Sir, how are these
Okay.
values decided? Like, what will be the value of alpha or beta, or means is there any test
Yeah,
for this,
yeah.
or it is a prediction type?
I will just explain this. See, in statistics, 5% is the significance level. Okay. Why such a low significance level is decided? Because we are working on the samples. Okay. So that 5% is there, and if it is 10%, 90% is the confidence interval, we say it is a weak significance. 10% means 90%. Okay, and less than 90%, we say there is no evidence. Less than 90%, we say no evidence. And if it is 1%, if this alpha is 1%, we say it is highly significant. Okay, so 1% significance level is considered for critical applications such as pharmaceuticals, aerospace, okay, or medical equipments. So there, where criticality is more, we go for 1% risk. Otherwise, standard is 5% is the alpha risk and 10 to 15%. So normally 15% is the beta risk. Is this clear? Because there are again and again we have the questions on the power of test. Why to take 1 minus beta, that is 85%?
Yeah, because it is important aspect, na sir. I know that's why they are
Yeah.
asking question.
No. That's why with your permission, I have explained. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for explaining again, sir. Thank you.
Fine.
Yeah.
Carry on, sir. Carry on.
Because during the training, I have to stick to the subjects what I have given. Otherwise, it should not happen that whatever the subjects are decided, we are not giving justice to that subjects. Okay. So we go for the multiple ANOVA. So you can open your Minitab. Go to help. Dataset library, ANOVA, and go to light output data. Can any one of you please read the light output data? Hello,
Yeah, sir.
is the screen visible?
Yeah, sir. Light output data. An electronics design engineer studies the effect of operating temperature and three types of face plate glass on the light output of an oscilloscope tube.
Okay. So here, light output is the response, temperature, and glass type.
Yes, sir.
These are the factors. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So please download this light output data. So go to Start. ANOVA and General Linear Model. Click on the General Linear Model. Select light output as the response, and temperature and glass type is the factors. Okay, click OK. So here you will not get any graph. So here you can see temperature is 0.00, glass type is 0.011. So here both the temperature and glass type, they are significant, as the p-value is less than 0.05. And R square we can see 87%, which is a, you can see, good R square. Okay, and for the regression we get a equation. Okay, now how to get the graphs? So everyone has performed this general linear model, JLM. Anyone is facing any difficulty?
Sir, after downloading the light output data, how to put it here?
So go to Stat, ANOVA,
Okay.
General Linear Model, Fit General Linear Model.
Okay.
How to set the parameters in the dialog box?
Yeah. So here response is your light output and factors are your temperature and glass type.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now how to get the graph? So for getting the graph, we have to go to Stat, Quality Tools, and a multivariate chart. The response is your light output. So here we can take temperature as first factor, glass type as second factor. Just make the reverse, glass type as first factor and temperature as second factor. Has everyone got this graph?
So please show once again graph multivariate.
Response is light output. First factor is glass type, second is temperature. This option is for the last edit dialog. Stat, Quality Tools, multivariate chart. You can directly go by using this button. Response is light output. First factor is glass type, second is temperature.
So what happens if we interchange the factors?
Yeah, so if we change the factors, you will get this graph, which is here we can see. Okay, we cannot make any conclusion from this graph. Okay, whereas from second graph, we can make some conclusion. So what is the conclusion from this graph? If you want higher light output, which temperature we should select? So one who has asked the question right now,
150.
can you please answer? Yeah, 150.
150.
And which glass type? Which glass type you should use?
So 1.
1. Very good. Very good. Okay. So we can make the conclusion from this graph because temperature and glass type both are significant. Both are significant factors from the analysis. Okay. Clear? Hello. Now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
go to the Minitab. Yeah, and select coating thickness. Coating thickness is for the balance ANOVA. Okay. So who can read the example?
So thickness will be response, time, operator, and setting will be the factors.
Factors. Yep. Can you please read the example so that everyone will understand? What is the experiment related to?
A manufacturing engineer ran an experiment to determine how several conditions affect the thickness of a coating substance. 3 different operators ran the experiment twice. Each operator measured the thickness twice for each time and setting.
Okay. So here, if your data is balanced, you have to go for balance ANOVA. So here we can see the data type. So this is the balance. So how many operators are there? 2 operators. They are equally distributed. So for one operator, it is 18 readings, and second operator, it is remaining readings. So 1 and 2, time. This is for the time, that is the day, morning shift, evening shift. Operators, we have 3. Okay, so here you can see these are equally distributed, and also the settings are equally distributed. So in this case, we can use the balance ANOVA. It should be balanced in a tabular format. So go to Stat, ANOVA, balance ANOVA, response. What is the response? Is your thickness, time, operator, setting. Here we will get 4-in-1 graph. So here we can see operator and setting are significant, whereas time is not significant, because time p value is 0.556. Operator, it is 0.000, and setting also it is 0.000. And R square, you can see it is 95%. Okay. So this is the residual plot. Here you can see this is not a perfect mirror image. This is random. This is normality plot, and this is the histogram. This is for the residual plot. This is the residual plot.
So what is meant by this residual thing? What is meant by residual?
Yeah, residual means the observations. Okay. So if it is exactly on the mean, it will be 0. Okay. Across the mean, how they are distributed. So that is the residual.
Sir, in this versus fits graph, we are not getting mirror image.
Mirror
what
image.
we can
Mirror
derive
image
from
is not
this?
there. Yeah, so there may be some error in this for this observation. Okay, because when we change the setting, we are not getting a replica. Plus minus. Replica is plus minus. Okay. Normally, if you put the lower settings, if you are getting lower mean. If you are putting higher settings, you are getting higher mean. So that means it is a replica, na? Plus minus. That is not a exact replica is not there. That is what it means.
So it also means that we should not rely on this data.
Yeah, we can rely on this data because we are checking the R square value, na? R square value. So 5% error, 80% what we say is R square is that is a
R square is confidence.
Reliable. R square is the sum of square between divided by sum of square total.
Is it
Here
related
error
to
is
confidence somehow?
761. Na? Yeah, error is 761. Na?
Means within the groups is less than 5%.
Within the group is less, between group is more. Okay.
Sir, you means it is not showing R square adjusted because we said that the
Yeah, normally we check the R square value. R square adjusted will be less than R square. R square prediction will be further, it will be less. But normally if you check for the R square value, it is sufficient.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So you can use the multivariate chart also for displaying this readings, how the graph will look like. Okay. Any doubt on these?
What about random
ANOVA?
factor, sir? What about random factor? If one has
Random
to
is
include
not a pattern. Na? Yeah.
random
So here
factor.
it should not be a pattern. Random factor. Okay, so random factor is here if you want to put a factor as, suppose you can, operator is a random factor. Okay, so here we can consider only thickness, time, setting, and operator we can put as random factor. Means operator is not fixed, so that is a random factor. Okay, so how it will be, how it will look like. So random factor can be consider any factor which is not included in the study. So which may be impacting the study, but which we are not so much concerned about, that you can put as random factor. So if you put only time and setting, so your setting is significant. Okay. Any other question?
Sir, this balanced plot we have to go when generally we do a systematic study. First 3 experiments in one setting and next in another setting.
No,
Then we,
no, this balance is when we go for the when your data is balanced. So here we can see time, how many readings are there for time?
shows 19.
Time 18. 18
Yeah.
are there, na?
18, yeah.
And
Yes, sir. Yes.
second is your this is 36. 18.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is 36. Okay. And for each time, how many operator one had checked? How many observations are there? So there are 6. Again, 2 hours for operator 2, it is 6. Okay. 3, again 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it should be a balanced one, that it should be in a tabular format, it should be balanced. Then we go for balance ANOVA. Otherwise, we have to go for GLM, general linear model. Okay, so if you go to assistant, so here we can see hypothesis test. See, here we have the ANOVA. Okay, so if you select thickness, Y data for each. So here you can see based on the p-value, what is the conclusion, okay, what are the comments, all this will be done in the assistant. So what is the interpretation that will be given in the assistant? So this is for the beginners. You can use the assistant option. Okay. Different graphs, how to interpret. So here you can see based on your samples and alpha value, what is the power, what is the difference, what are the chances. Here you can see the power, for which difference it will be 90%, which will be 100%. So all this is for the beginners. You can use the option of assistant. Okay. So any questions on what we have discussed? So I'll just summarize what we have discussed. We have discussed one-way ANOVA. We have discussed the general linear model. We have discussed the balance ANOVA. And we have also discussed the multivariate chart.
Sir, can we use it for non-linear?
Any questions? Yeah. Yes, sir.
You said about general linear model. So can we use it for non-linear modeling also, or that you will discuss later on in multiple regression?
Yeah, multiple regression we will discuss the linear and non-linear.
Fine.
Yeah.
So
we have how many minutes? 10 minutes. So we will keep for question answer. Answer.
So participant, you may discuss some other queries also in the meantime regarding analysis of variance.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a nice session, sir. Can you suggest some YouTube video links of yours, or maybe some study materials so that
yes, study material, yes, definitely I can share. But I feel that I am not that, you can say, at that level, so I can make some YouTube videos. But definitely there are a lot of material is available on the internet. And I will also suggest Mr. Hemant Uradose. So you can check on the Hemant Uradose on the internet. Okay. So he puts some video. He is the first ASQ black belt from Pune. And I also have referred a lot of his books. So he puts most of the videos on the LinkedIn. So there you can see the on the statistics. So you can follow him.
And also, sir, regarding data collection, you want to suggest any tips so that the process, all this process will be smooth?
Yeah, related to data collection, and here practically you have to work on the data or the process. Basically, when you start working on the process, then and based on that, we say normally when we do any hypothesis testing or any one-way ANOVA or the design of experiment, okay. So 60% of the time is spent for the planning purpose. So what is the data type, how to collect the data, okay, which are the factors, which are the levels. Yeah, so 60% is on the planning part, and only 40% is on the analysis part. Any other question?
So, what is a balanced data like you have used for the balanced ANOVA? What
Yeah,
means?
balanced data means it should be in a tabular format. So here we already discussed that example. I will again discuss that example. How it was arranged, how the data is arranged. I'll just type Mr. Hemant's name. What was say? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here we can see this is in a tabular format, because for the time, so we will again go to the example so that it is clear. Okay, so how several conditions affect the thickness of the coating. So 3 different operators ran the experiment twice. So how many times they have done the experiment? Each operator 2 times. Okay, and each operator measure the thickness twice for each time and setting. Okay, so for the time and setting also, they have here you can see for 35 he has checked 2 times. 44 again 2 times. 52 2 times. Can you see this? Hello? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir.
visible, sir. Can able to see it.
Yes,
So
sir.
it is
It's
balanced.
visible.
It is a balanced one. Na? This is a balanced one. Again for operator 2 it is 35 2 times, 44 2 times. So then we can use the balance ANOVA.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Sir,
Any question?
can you suggest any other open source software? Because Minitab has all the features, but can you suggest any more tools, sir?
Yeah, Sanmeet. Hello. Sir, what I can do, I will ask Sanmeet. He is the I'm working in that organization. So he has developed some software. So that is only, but basically for the control charts and the process capability. So parallelly, you can use the Excel option also is available.
Okay, sir.
In
Thank
Excel
you.
also you can do this ANOVA. Okay. So that I will not discuss now. But Excel also we can use the basic things we can do. We can do one-way ANOVA. We can do two-way ANOVA. So this basic we can analysis can be done using Excel. But that is not a part of this course, so we will not discuss it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Sir, could you please highlight a little more on data collection, please?
See, data collection, yeah, okay. Data collection depends on 3 things. I will open the presentation and I will share. So data collection, when we do the data collection, 3 things we have to consider. One is the difference. So what is the difference we are looking for? Suppose we take an example of a classroom. Okay. And in the classroom, if you want to detect for the marks percentage, if you want to detect a difference of 10%, okay, and if you want to detect a difference of 1%, so where sample size will be more, for the 10% or 1%?
10%.
Hello, who has answered? Who has given the answer?
Dr. Siddiqui.
Siddiqui sir, yeah. It is the opposite. For 1%, the data collection will be, data sample size will be more, because the difference is less, na? So detecting the difference of 1%, you have to collect more data. Okay, whereas 10% difference can be easily detected. So we can, with the lesser sample size, we can get that difference. Is it okay? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Is it clear?
sir.
Yes, sir. The other two points
I will
are on
share,
which.
I will share the screen and I will elaborate this point. Okay, sample size depends on the 4 questions. Alpha risk, how much alpha risk I am willing to take. Okay, the beta risk, that is how much risk I am willing to take of missing an effect. That is beta. Here we say it is, I am willing to take of calling an effect significance when it is not. So here effect is not there, but I am saying there is a effect, that is alpha risk. And delta is the shift in the mean. How much shift you want to see in the mean. And what is the variation, that is sigma. That is the standard deviation. Okay. So this is a combination of this function of this 4 factors, that is alpha, beta, delta, and sigma. Okay, sample size will depend on this. Okay.
Oh, sir, suppose
Last
if I collect,
question.
yeah, if I collect the data and some of the data are outliers, so what should we do? We should eliminate those data, remove those data.
Yeah, that will be reflected in your analysis, no?
Yes,
if you have more variation or outliers, so if you use one-way ANOVA, okay, so it will be reflected in your box plot.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And share some of these materials if you can, sir. Thank you very much.
That is not in the scope, but yes, definitely if you go to the Minitab, it is very well explained.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So Minitab, the theory part also is given.
Sir, one last question. Please, could you help see how to show us how to use the I'm sorry, assistant. How can we use the assistant on Minitab?
So choose me help. So compare more than 2 samples. So you can use this samples. You can use this test.
Okay, and so we have to put in some data. So that
No,
data will
will-
depend on.
Yeah, data you have to put it afterwards.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. And one more thing we had to discuss was the test of equal variance. So that you can go to stat, ANOVA, and test of equal variance. Okay. So test of equal variance, here you can see light output is your response and temperature. Here based on the p-value, we can see the p-value is less than 0.05. So variance are not equal. Spread is not equal. So spread is more for the 150, which is evident in your multivary also. Here we can see in multivary for 150 we have lot of variation. Whereas for 100 and 125 there is less variation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Siddiqui sir.
Yes, sir. So,
We
sir,
have a 5-minute break.
yes,
with your
sir.
permission.
No, you are welcome, sir. You can take a break of 5 minutes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, and then we will continue with the regression analysis.
Fine, sir. Fine. Next session we will start after 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay.
So participant,
So
you may
11:40.
also, yeah. Participant, you may
Don't
also
log
take-
out. Don't log out.
Yes.
Don't log out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you may close your video, sir.